Right, guys, I won't keep you long. But yeah, so just to, I've got some notes. Digital notes, so that 2030. So an occasion like this calls for you to do a little bit of research and stuff like that. So I went on the internet to look for some advice and help. Found some amazing stuff. But after a couple of hours, I remembered I was supposed to be looking at best man speeches. So yeah, the best piece of advice I found was that the speech should never last any longer than it takes for the best man for the groom to make love. So thanks very much. So for all of you that don't know me, I'm Ricky. I'm Simon's older brother. When Si was looking for a best man, he couldn't find one, so he settled for two half-decent ones. So I thought I'd get up and do a few words. I know that the best man speech is supposed to be basically telling you, singing the praises of the groom and basically telling you all of the macho stories that he's done in the past and stuff like that. So I will get to a few of them, but I just wanted to say how wonderful Louise looks. Thelma's done a great job with the dress. Anybody watch Gypsy Wedding? Yeah, I mean, we can all see why Simon's marrying Louise. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. There's that and the pregnancy. So yeah, there are some stories from Simon's past. I won't go into most of them because I probably instigated 90% of them. So yeah, I mean, he's made 5 or 6 attempts on my life in the last couple of years. I'm not saying he's a bad driver, but he is very lucky. There was the time as well that Simon built a rocket in the back garden using only an industrial air compressor and a pop bottle. It's true, and the resulting explosion set car alarms off 2 streets away. And nearly blew his hand off.
Hold on was known for
So yeah, there was those two, and then there's nothing more macho than when he ran the whole Great North Run whilst really ill. Actually, that's disgusting. We've got cream for it, so it's all right. Yeah, so Simon isn't a big drinker, as some of you know, but we took him out last week for his stag night. It started off with a nice quiet meal with a few friends and ended up with Simon leaving a bar quite quickly after being sick in the bar's ice bucket, which wasn't too great. And on a similar note, if anybody would like to see a photograph of Louise being sick on a dolphin, just leave your email address at the bar, I'll pass it on. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say, I think.
It's a score.
They're probably losing, to be honest. Oh yes, one last thing. I would just like to ask Simon and Louise if you could stand up a second. Yeah. And
scared the life out of her.
And just if you can turn around. Face that way. So I know some of you may have missed the ceremony. I sat behind my mum's hat. This is what it looked like. So anyway, so yeah, I'll hand over to my brother and my co-best man and finish off the rest of it.
Well, thank you, Ricky. Being my support act. I'm quite sure how I'm going to top that. But before I start, I'd like to say how, honestly, Louise, how well you've scrubbed up today. You know you do. You look absolutely beautiful. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Simon's little younger brother, Mark.
Stick with the label.
Younger
Top
brother,
off.
Mark. Best man number 2, but I'm not bitter about it. Now I do tend to get a bit nervous when talking in front of a large group of people, so I'll try not to. But when I get under pressure, so you can imagine when Si came up to us before the wedding, he said, look, Mark, if you do a really, really good best man speech, and make sure you're best man number 1 for me next wedding. You can imagine the pressure that I'm under. I do apologise if I get a bit nervous. Being Si's younger brother, you can imagine that over the years we've had a fair share of fights. Some real, and some basically just to pass the time through a little. But honestly, it's a real honour to be standing here today through all our disagreements. Knowing that through all our disagreements, I am the best man. Now, I've never given a speech or seen the best man speech, so I went to close friends, and said, what do I include? And one of my friends told me I needed to include. They said, you need to compliment the bride. Check. You need to slaughter the groom, which, to be honest,
Check.
I can't really do, because most of the stories that I could think of incriminated myself. And lastly,
illegal.
there was that at one time. And lastly, to mention the stag do, which I've been forbidden from mentioning. So I won't mention Si getting drunk on the stag do, chanting "Titty bar, titty bar." Then thrown up into a champagne, quite a rather expensive champagne, ice bucket, and when the glass collector came around, picked it up and said, "That's disgusting." He then said, "It was them girls out there." Disgusting. We got away with it. Sorry, I'm getting a bit mixed up.
You're forgetting the Trump's hat as well.
Yes, there was that there. So I won't mention any of the stag do. But I will, however, be showing you pictures later on if you want to come and ask us about the pictures. And if you're interested, you can collect some key rings from behind you. But on a serious note, I've got to say, they both looked absolutely stunning today when we were getting married. I'm really, really proud of you. So congratulations to you both. And on a serious note, I hope everyone's brought their dancing hats and their drinking shoes for tonight. Thank you very much.